open it up, as I mentioned in the email I sent out to somebody, is about how I was able to get Katrina on television. And does anybody want to take a guess on how they think I actually was able to get her on TV? Anybody want to wager a guess? Called? No, I didn't call. Jim, I didn't ask. Well, I kind of asked, but I didn't directly ask. Sent a book? No, that's a good idea, though. That's a nice way to attract some attention. Yeah, Marty, we did write the book. The book is exactly. Robert wrote letter. Let's see, Fran, Facebook. I tried the Facebook route, Fran, to kind of get people to hit up the TV stations. That didn't quite work. What ended up working in the end was a press release. I was able to actually have a press release professionally written, and I emailed it to all the local media. And here's the actual. This is the actual press release that went out. It's nothing. I had it professionally done, and I'm actually going to give you a resource tonight that you can get yours done too. And you'll probably be amazed at how much you can pay to have a press release done and have it done effectively. So this is basically, I sent this out to the major stations: CBS, NBC, Fox, ABC, and I ended up getting a response, obviously, from CBS because that's where she was on TV. But it. It's basically just a standard press release. They got a catchy headline. Kids facing brutal summer job hunt get help from 10-year-old author of new book. So this caught their attention, and then CBS got right a hold of me, and we obviously scheduled the interview. Now let me bring up mine. Now I actually used a different person for mine. I just recently had my press release written. And let me find. Let me find what happened to it here. Okay, all right. Make sure I don't lose the window there. Here it is. This is This is the new one I just had written for my book. And you can see new book can get business listed on first page of any search engine. It talks about the book and all that kind of stuff. You guys want take a guess at how much I paid to have press release written. And this was actually written by a journalist. I think she's been a journalist for about 30 years. 5, 10, 30. Well, Robert, you guessed it immediately. You almost took the fun out of my sale. It was only $5. And show you a site that I actually use. Yeah, Robert, it's $5. Well, Robert, I'm going to have to just let you teach the class tonight, I guess, because you're ahead of me on everything, Robert. There's a site out there that it's called Fiverr. It's Fiverr.com, and basically everything is done there for $5. I mean, and you can get anything done here. Anything you can imagine, you can get done here. It's kind of crazy. But I was playing around with it, doing some searching, and I found this lady that's a journalist that does the press releases for $5. And I've actually, in the resource section of the forum, if you click on press release, I put a link to her gig. They call it a gig on Fiverr. So here's what she says. Here, this is her actual listing on Fiverr, and she turned this thing around in it was probably less than 12 hours. Actually, I submitted it to her. I think it was about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and I had it by the time I woke up in the morning. So it was like less than 12 hours. And she's a retired managing editor of a local newspaper. She did a phenomenal job for $5 and the fastest turnaround I've seen. And you can see she's got tons of positive reviews down here. It's just excellent. But I've used it personally for my book, and I think it's just phenomenal. So just as another resource for you to be able to get some more publicity. Let's see, I'm getting some. You're going in and out. You are vibrating. So is the sound quality all right for everybody, or am I kind of fading in and out? Let me see here. It's fading in and out. Good now. Sound is great. Oh, vibrato. Okay. Yeah, kid. I see you had probably. Yeah, it could be go-to. It could be my microphone or my internet sometimes decides to act ridiculous. But this is a great resource. It's a good way, and that's all I did is I simply took her press release, and I took the heading and I put that as my subject in my email, and then I just blasted it out to all the local news stations, and that's how we were able to get her the interview on television. So there's a potential you can do the same exact thing for your book if you want that kind of coverage. All right, let me close this. And then the other thing, I'll show you guys this. Since you guys are part of the mastermind group, and I always show you things I don't show anybody else. Let me find my. Tamar, you do have to give her. Tamar asked a good question. So, what does she write her press release from? She looked at my website because I had already created the website for my book, so it has some general information. And she looked at my Amazon listing. So if you, at least if you have your book up on Amazon, she can take a look at what the content you have for Amazon, and anything else you want her to include, you would just tell her. I already had my website, which had the content up, and she just looked at the website and wrote the press release right off the website. So yeah, you do need to give her a little something to go by, but I literally just sent her the website address, and she turned around, and like I said, I woke up in the morning and it was in my email. So it's really, but like I said, I show you guys things that I don't show anybody else. So let me. I thought it would be neat, and since I found somebody on Fiverr to do this, where did it go? I always thought it'd be neat to have a picture of myself that was a cartoon. So I found somebody on here that I could pay $5 for, and this is what they came up with. I don't know. What do you guys think? It kind of looks. I don't know what they did with my eyes, make me look all beady, but they basically took my my book picture of this. Let me condense it. They basically took this picture and they turned it into this picture. So I guess it does kind of resemble me, but I still found it to be kind of humorous. I mean, they wrote right down, even though my chain was showing there, I guess they even copied that right there, and my tag on the back of my shirt. I guess they were pretty detail oriented, but I thought I'd share that. So like I said, on Fiverr you can get just about anything, so I thought it would be neat to have a cartoon picture of myself. Yeah, I know. Tomorrow the eyes to me look kind of funky too. They have little beady eyes on there, so good for Avatar. Yeah, yeah, Susan, it is. But yeah, you can see on here you can get. I just submitted a thing because I've shown you guys how we've gotten the reviews through like Odesk for my book, and I wanted to show you one other thing that's coming along with the book because I believe it has to do with. Yeah, Elaine, that is what makes it funny. It does look kind of funny, so I'll probably stick it out somewhere. But I haven't shown anybody else. You guys are usually the first to see all my behind the scenes stuff. This is a screenshot of when I first published my book. You can see what I wanted to show you because I believe it's attributed to what I've been doing, the activity with the reviews and everything. You can see Amazon bestsellers rank. My book and this fluctuates, but when the book first was published, it came out. It was 1,336,000. You can see it's way up there, and I only had one review, and now the book's been out there for a few weeks, and it actually I have 13 reviews now, and if we come down here, you can see I'm actually up to number 81,000. So I guess that's a good thing. I guess it's moving in a positive direction. And you guys have seen everything I've done to it. I've done the reviews, and I've done the tagging down here to associate me with other things. And actually, the book's been selling. I think it's sold like 6 copies now. And as you all know, my objective was not to sell the book really through Amazon, and I even put the price high at like $27. So my royalty is like $13. So the book has made almost I don't know, close to $100 already, and that's not even the intent of the book. As you guys most know that have been on the call, the intent of the book was to send it out for me to get off my clients. But I've been putting these tactics in place so I could show you guys uh, obviously the reviews and the tagging are helping because the book is getting publicity and it's selling on its own without a, and I'm not even, that's not the main goal of it. So I wanted to bring you up to date on that, so you can see the what's going on there. I wanted to show you the Fiverr because the press release, you can use press releases for anything, but they're really, if you want to get attention for your book, if you have a book that's very specific to the market or area you want to get publicity for, then the press release will really help. And plus, it makes you look very professional that you had a formal press release issued. And there's actually, I just saw a thing on here today. There's somebody that'll submit your press release to like offline media. So it could go all these magazines and all these places where somebody could potentially call you for an interview. But Fiverr is a really neat place. You can find about anything on here, and everything is $5. I mean, you can see. I will write and produce a 30-second professional radio, television, audio. So this guy will do a 30-second TV ad for you for $5. You could actually do that for your book. If you remember on my website, let me bring up the. On my site, I have a little promotional video that I created myself. But let's say you didn't have that technical ability or didn't want to do it. For $5, you could have a guy do basically what I did here. It's a little 30-second spot about your book. So Fiverr is a really great resource for, if you're thinking about getting something done, I would go on here. I mean, look at I will teach you Korean basics for $5. I will create a custom iPhone app based upon your website for $5. I mean, there's just anything you can think of is on Fiverr. It's crazy. And if it's not on there, you can actually ask, over here. Like if you want some, I'm trying to do maybe some book reviews through here, but I haven't got that far with it yet. All right, so let's move on from that. That's basically all the stuff that I wanted to share with you tonight. I brought you up to speed on my book. Most of you have been on the call for the whole 4 weeks. And you've seen the progress that the book is made, and I wanted to show you all that so everybody can see what's going on there. And as always, I like to try to bring you new resources that you can use to get things done more effectively and help you promote your book and get your things moving faster. Let's see what tomorrow. Do you do your own book reviews? Tomorrow you can't do your own book review tomorrow because you need Amazon has very specific requirements when it comes to reviews. They've actually just changed the system to where in order to have somebody do a review for you, they have to be an Amazon customer. Now, they don't have to purchase your book, but they have to be an actual customer of Amazon. So they have to have an Amazon account, and they have to have purchased something from Amazon, whether it be another book or anything like that. But yes, these reviews I got through outsourcing. I went to Odesk and I hired these people to do reviews. That's why I don't have as many as I'd want, because Amazon put that new criteria in place where you have to be an active customer. So I've been trying to recruit other people, and that's another area where the forum, which it looks like I've closed the no, it's still here. The forum can help us out as a group, because if you look in here under members, we now have 291 members in the forum. So I'm sure there's people that have Amazon accounts and purchase. So under book reviews, once you get a book done, you can ask other people in the forum, other people that are part of the system, to help with book reviews. And that's what Mark did here. He actually reviewed my book, and I did return the favor and reviewed his book. So we can help each other out as a community as well. Since we have almost 300 members inside the private area, we can do that. And on top of that, you can do the outsourcing. Now, if you missed that, I believe it was week 2 or 3 that we talked about the book reviews. And under outsourcing here, I think I had it under outsourcing, and then under Odesk is where you can actually go and find the book review, and that's where I've gotten my book reviews from, is from Odesk, which is an outsourcing place. All right, let's see what we have here. Can we get sales pages? Alicia, I would not be surprised. You can probably get a sales page from Fiverr. Are you talking about kind of like what my page looks like? You want to have somebody kind of design maybe a header and all that. Yeah, you may have to do it in pieces. Like you may be able to pay somebody to do a header. You may have to pay one person to do a WordPress theme, and maybe if you paid for the video. So I'd say you could probably get it done in three pieces: a graphic designer to do your heading, a WordPress, somebody to lay out your blog, and then if you wanted the video, I would say you had to pay for three people. So I would say it would probably cost you about $15 to get what I have here. You may be able to get somebody to do it all, but you probably want somebody somewhat creative to be able to do your header, and then the WordPress theme is pretty straightforward, and then if you wanted the video. Do you get people who, yeah, tomorrow we answered tomorrow with the reviews. Fran and wait 48. Yeah, you're right, Fran. If it's a new customer with Amazon for reviews, if they sign up for Amazon, they have to purchase and then they have to wait 48 hours to conduct the review for you. So that's another good point. Can we get sales done first or two? Sorry for, yeah, Alicia. That's, we covered that. Tomorrow we could do, yeah, tomorrow we could do swaps. It's kind of like we can help each other out tomorrow for the book reviews. If people have active Amazon accounts and they can, that's why we added that section to the forum, because we're all one big family under the umbrella here. So if we can help each other out, I mean, literally, you can send somebody a copy, they can do your review. It takes a few minutes. It's not anything lengthy, but yes, as long as we help each other out, one hand washes the other. I review your book, you review mine. We could come up with 10, 15, 20, 30 reviews probably for our books, which is going to help for the sales, and it's going to help launch you up the Amazon search engine as well. So when people are looking for your specific area. Let's see, Keith. Have you used Fiverr Personal? Because I've tried two different times to hire and they don't respond, and they took for. Yeah, Keith, I do. I actually, that press release that, I don't know if you came on late. The press release that I've just had done for my book, I bought through there. I bought my picture. If you came on late, I showed my picture. I had my picture done as a cartoon. If you came on late. I paid for that. I've done a few other. I've probably had about 10 transactions through Fiverr, and not one of them's been bad. Maybe you just ran into some bad people, but Fiverr has been great for me. Everything I've gotten through there has been real positive, and the people have been very responsive and turned things around pretty quickly, actually. Let's see, Ron, did you give us a link to your book so we could do a review? Ron, I haven't actually posted it on there, but I will. I'll have to post it in the book review section so you guys can get a review copy, and then yeah, if you want to post a review, that would be great. I'll put that on there. What theme did you use for your site? Well, Marty, I actually designed this myself. I come from a technical background. Before I went down the police path and became a cop, I actually was I'm a Microsoft certified systems engineer. So I did that, and I did a lot of online websites and all that kind of stuff. I did that for like 10 years before I was a cop. So my technical background, I do a lot of stuff myself, even though I should outsource it. So this is actually a program that's really easy to use, and it's in the forum. It's under resources and WordPress design software. It's called Artisteer. This is what I use to design my WordPress templates. So I design my header, and then I come into Artisteer, and you just pick a header and you lay out the whole theme. It's really, really easy to use, and I think you can get an educational copy for the basic copy. This one for $50, and let me see if I got it kicking around that I could show you guys. I mean, it literally doesn't take any technical background to use it. It's so straightforward. Let me see if I can. Let me bring it up for you here. Let's see if I can show you. All right, I guess it's loading. There it is. It's taking its time. Let me just do WordPress. That's not what I want. I get my computer to show you this program. Alright. Basically, got the professional version. I guess it's a standard. I don't know what one I have. You can basically pick WordPress, or all you pick, and you can go here and design button, and this will just it goes through. The sound is bad. Is it bouncing out again? Is that any better for anybody? Yeah, what this see, I can click suggest design and see how it gave me a whole new layout. I can go in here and change my colors. You can go into colors and fonts. You can pick a color theme if I wanted this to be dark safari. Your layout, your background, I can quickly go in here and change the background. See, it's all just point and click. I mean, I'm not doing any coding or HTML or anything like that. You can, your header, you can change your header. You can grab a picture, and that's all I did is I designed my top to be a header, and then you put it in there. Let's see. You can pick, they have some stock photos. I don't think you can really use them like for a corporate thing, but they got all these pictures built in where if you're talking like education, you pick as a theme. Easy there, Robert. She's just a picture now. Can you guys hear me now? Is it coming across now? Maybe this wasn't a good idea using this microphone tonight, but all right. So that's the basic of Artistry. If you're going to do a lot of blogs and things like that, it's a nice program to have, and it's only $50. And it does, it does everything for you, and that's how my theme is designed right inside of that. And then it just exports the theme, and then you go into WordPress and just add the theme, and that's all I did. I just picked all these things. So, okay, let's go back up. I know I missed some questions here as we were scrolling through. All right, swap. Okay, so Robert, what are you saying? I got a great article written for a site, had 25 transactions, only one. Yeah, so Robert's given another review for Fiverr, said he's done about 25 things through them, and he's only had one bad transaction. So with anything, you're going to have some bad things happen. I've been fortunate. I've done about 10 transactions, and they've all been pretty positive so far. All right, let's see. Whose cable internet do you have? Well, Thomas, I use Comcast, so I don't know if it's Comcast or if it's I've tried the actual headset plugged into the computer tonight. Sometimes I'll dial in with my phone. I tried the headset tonight, so it's either the internet or it's my headset or something's not working right. Intermittent. Okay. Did you choose the free layouts through WordPress? Faye, no. You can see I use the Artistry program. You can use. There's templates on WordPress that are free, and you can find some that you can massage around and add your own heading to, and you don't have to pay for a theme. Like I said, I do a lot of blog stuff and things like that, so that's why I have that program, so I can design my own pretty quickly. Let's see, Dean creates. I've published 11 books under 3 different pseudonames so far. Is one CreateSpace account enough? Do you have more than one? Well, Dean, if I have multiple accounts, but the reason I do that is because if I publish a book under my name, I call that my house account. If I'm going to put my name on it, I have a reservoir of books that I put in that, and then if I publish other ones under different names with different accounts, because those may be books that I want to potentially flip or sell down the road. So if you're going to plan to flip or sell a book, you're definitely going to want to set up a separate account so you can transfer that account to somebody else. If you have them all in one account, you're not going to be able to sell them off. But there's nothing wrong with having one account. And if you're going to keep all your books, then one account is fine. It's just one place to manage everything for you. Denise, Nine Eyes did some graphic. Okay, so you had some work done there. Robert can't download the pet. Robert, are you having trouble with all of them, or is it a certain file on the webinars? Thomas, I guess you don't like Comcast, Thomas. I can't break down and use AT&T. That's my only other choice would be AT&T DSL or whatever, and I can't break down and do it. I don't think it would be faster. But then again, maybe it would be based upon what the experience I'm having. Robert, let's see. When will that feature work? What feature are you talking about, Robert? Not quite sure what you mean. Webinar 4 does not download. Okay, Michael's having a problem with that. When I right click, it doesn't allow me to. Let's see. Are you guys trying to access them from the download page or from the member section, or doesn't it matter? Let me see if these week 4, maybe week 4 had a problem. Both fail. Okay, so you should be able to go in here to week 4, right click, save link as, desktop. Okay, yeah, that one went down really fast, so that tells me there's something wrong with that. I'll get that new file updated for week 4 because it does look like something's wrong, because that came down way too fast for it to be, because it's a bigger file than that. So I'll update week 4 when I put week 5 up there for you guys, and I'll double check that. Let's go back to the home page here. Let's see, Alicia, I missed what you said about flipping our books and having another account. What account? If you decide that you want to flip a book, I recommend that you set up a separate CreateSpace account for that book. So I would get another email address, be it Gmail or Hotmail or whatever free email address, but I would set up a brand new CreateSpace account and only put that one book in there. Because if you decide you want to sell that book, you can basically just turn that account over to somebody. You can give them the email and the password, and when you sell it, you just give them that. You don't have to transfer anything, because there's no way to transfer a book with inside your account to somebody else's account. They won't let you do it. So the only way you can do it is give them the entire account. Well, if you have all your books in one account, you can't sell just one book. The only way you could do it was you could retire the book from your account. You could send them all the information so they could upload the book themselves, but that creates more of a pain, and I don't know if a buyer would want to do that. So you want to make it as easy as possible for the transition, and that's why the best way to do it would be to create a brand new account and put the book under that account. Okay, let me isn't to do with your, all right, download the pack. Okay, can you talk about the weekend offer of 7 with Rob? It sounded great. I did purchase it. How do you see it really? When we talked on the webinar, a lot of times we talk about list building and the power of list building, and that is another technique that Rob teaches really well, and that's what that course is about. It teaches you how to build a list. And if some of you aren't, I don't know if you're not really into internet marketing, or maybe you're just getting started and haven't really got into understanding lists and the importance of a list. The benefit of having a list is just think about that. Let's look at that product as an example. Because Rob and I because you were on our list, because you purchased our product, and because you're part of the mastermind group, we were able to send you an email and every other person that was part of the mastermind an email saying, hey, we really think you could benefit from this course. It's, we've reduced it at $7. It's a special for the weekend. Well, we just sent out one email, and we're able to generate sales based upon that one email because of everybody being on one list. So the power to actually generate quick money is one of the major benefits of having a list. So if you take care of the people on your list, if you do extra things and you make sure they're happy, when you present them with great opportunities and great information, a lot of time people will they'll respond to it and they'll take action. So that's the major benefit of having a list, that once you get to a point where you could build a good sized list, you actually could just promote to your list. You want to give good stuff away, and Rob goes through a lot in the training, but you also have the ability to where you can market to your list and you can generate revenue by just sending one email out. So that's the power of being able to use list building. Let's see, Gail, permission. I'm going to double check the files. Don't have the weekly mastermind in the forum. Tomorrow I'll fix that for you. Tomorrow it's probably just a setting that you didn't get turned on in the mastermind. I'll change that for you. Elaine, I've been downloading each week. Thought we just accessed through the. Yeah, Elaine, there's either the forum or the members page is where you can get the. As long as you're able to get the files, you shouldn't be having a problem. Let's see. So you just need to set up a separate CreateSpace, not CreateSpace and Amazon account, not separate account for both. No, you don't need Amazon, Keith. It's just when you're going to create a new book and you say, well, I may want to sell this one, all you need is a CreateSpace account. So you set up a separate CreateSpace account and just create like a spreadsheet or something where you can keep track of your accounts if you're going to do multiple accounts, where you want to track that. Let's see, Faye, don't they say he with the biggest list wins? Well, you know what, Faye, that is actually it is a saying that's been out there, but it's actually not true. You can assume that just because somebody has a big list that may be better or may be more beneficial, but if the person who has that list doesn't take care of their people appropriately, if they don't do the right thing, if they just hammer people with offers and try to take money all the time, people are going to get fed up with that, and they're not going to, they won't purchase anything, and they'll end up either getting off the list or they'll ignore the emails. And there's marketers out there. I'm on lists of just tons of other people, and I mean, I get some guys send a different offer every day, and it gets annoying because that's all they do is they send all this garbage out all the time, and it's really irritating. Let's see. Let's see. The account to set up an email account only, or are there other accounts too? No, you just set up a new email account, Alicia, and then you just went in CreateSpace. You use that new email account and create a CreateSpace account. So you just basically keep it separate if you want to specifically flip a book. Faye, I love Aweber. Yeah, Aweber's a great. We use Infusionsoft for this, but I also have Aweber because that works really well too, and it's really easy to use. Aweber is a list management tool that allows you to build a list where it basically lets people, and we talked about this, and that's kind of the power of the list in the book, because if you think about, if you go to these places and you go to a website and they say, give me your name and email and I'll give you this report, and they're like, it's a $27 report. And we all know that it probably isn't a $27 report. It's just something they put together. But the power that we give with utilizing the method of having a book published is now you can actually put real value to your giveaway. Let's say you just want to build a list. Let's say you want to build a big list in the healthcare market. You want to do a weight loss list, and just all you want to focus on for maybe a month is just building that list up, and then you're going to take care of that list, and maybe you'll promote offers down the road. So if you just decided for the next 30 days, I'm gonna get a weight loss book up, I'm going to publish it on Amazon, and I'm going to give it away on my website. So you publish it to Amazon, you put a real value on it, make it whatever you want, $27. So the book sells on Amazon for $20, and your goal is not to sell the book on Amazon. You may sell a few copies anyway, but that's not the objective. The objective is now on my web page, to where I want to capture these people, I can say you can go to Amazon and buy the book right now for $27, or if you put your name and email in this form right here, you can get a free instant copy of the electronic version of the book for free right now. So you've actually put real value to your giveaway. You're actually giving away something that appears to be $27, not just stated, because now it's actually live on Amazon for $27, and people can verify the value is there. In order to get that, they would have to pay the money. So it's a huge tactic to use to show value that you're actually giving somebody something of value when they sign up for your list. All right, let's see. I don't have a username and password to access the forum. I've sent a couple in. Valerie, Valerie, here if you go to quadcashprofitsystem.com/members, Did you fill out the registration? There's a button. It's not showing because I'm logged in. There's a button where you can click to register. Because if you registered, Valerie, you have to register for us to get you approved into the form. If you do it right now, if you go to that site, I'll approve you here while we're on the call. So just go to quadcashprofitsystem.com/members and click register, and I'll approve your account to make sure you have access to everything in the forum. All right, Faye, buyers list fee, that's the key. All right. Tomorrow, Brother seems to be needed. Tomorrow, he does teach. There's a part of a thing in there that shows how to use some scripts and things like that. There's other ways to go around that. That's not the only method, but yeah, that's one method that he does employ on there. And then I see you agree with the guy. I mean, it's crazy. You turn on your email, and some of these are some big internet marketers, and I just have no respect when they just every day it's just nonsense garbage. Or here's there's one. I hate to throw names out there, but there's one that says PayPal notification, like he's really sending you money. So to me it's just a bunch of garbage, and they just waste time out there. Faye, it's all about supplying them with information. So absolutely, Faye, you hit it exactly on the head. If you have people on your list, it doesn't. That's why I say it's not the biggest list that wins. Because it's funny. We've been in communication because, as you guys know, we don't sell the Quad Cash system to the public. So we talk with partners, and I'm not going to say names because these people did partner with us, but it's funny that we've talked with people with 100,000 people on their list, right? They have 100,000 people on their list, and they're going to promote our product. And then I've had people that have 3,000 people on their list, and the person with 3,000 actually outsold the person with 100,000. You would think the person with 100,000 would hands down bring more people to the table, and it's just that they just have a huge list of nothing but, I don't know, they don't cultivate the list appropriately to keep them happy because they're not responsive. Yeah, absolutely, Tamar. It all depends on the trust factor. So here's somebody with a huge list, 100,000 people, and then you have somebody with a small list. I believe his list was actually about 2,700, and he actually sold 2 times the amount of copies to his list that the other person with the huge list had. So it has nothing to do with the size of the list at all. Alrighty, let's see. Who else we need? Elaine, out of town for the weekend, missed the email. Can I still get the special? Elaine, it's actually closed. I see some people are pretty intelligent, and I didn't realize I did this, but they kind of outsmarted me. The sales page is closed. If you look at the weekend special offer, it was just for the weekend, and you can see it's closed. If you go back and look at if anybody on the call, like I said, since you guys are mastermind, if you want to sneak in on the product, if you go back to the email that I sent you, I believe I sent 2, one on Friday and one on Sunday. Look at the email. Inside the email, it says you can click here to go to the website, or the second link is you'll go directly to the order form. I believe the order form is still active because the tech guys didn't take the order form down. They only took the actual site down. So if you double check your email, look for that where it says, I think I put something like, if you're like me and take immediate action, you can click here to go to the order form, and it'll take you to our internal order form if you still want to try to grab that Rob's $7 product. Let's see, Valerie, I just registered, didn't realize it needed to be done. Okay, Valerie, let's make sure you are, well, 2 people have jumped in here, so let's approve everybody right now. If I can type my password, I guess somebody. If I could get my password to work. Apparently my password's not working tonight for some reason. I guess maybe Rob fired me and didn't tell me about it. I thought we were partners, but apparently I can't log into the forum tonight. I could see it, but I can't log into the admin area for some reason. Maybe something's going on with our server. I'll double check that when we get off the call, and I will get you guys approved because I don't know why my password, unless I got my cap. Oh, my genius self had my caps lock on, so I did it to myself. Let me, there we go. So we will put you guys in immediately, and you guys are live. So Valerie, you should be in, and somebody else jumped in too that you're now active on the forum. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, the subject line, it says check your, yeah, Robert, that's, you know what I'm talking about, you know. Check your PayPal account. I just sent you money. Yeah, tomorrow, James Jones is one of the only guys. James has become a very good friend. James is actually the first person that promoted the product, and I know some of you probably came over from James. James is one of the only guys that I will open every single email that James sends, because James doesn't he doesn't play games, he doesn't mess around, and I've been able to form a lot of other good friends through James, like Jason Fladlian, John Rhodes, Marlon Sanders. Fortunately, I was able to get introduced to them through James. So they're great guys, and James is just top notch. I can't say, yeah. Jason tomorrow said Jason is awesome. The whole group is, and it's good. It's nice to know and that's why I try to get in. I was supposed to actually speak with James at the conference that Rob and I were going to in Orlando, and that's how James and I kind of got introduced. And then when that fell apart, I had called him one day and talked to him about this product, and that's kind of how we got together. So he is James is no nonsense, and all his stuff is top notch. So I can't say enough about him. Yeah, Marlon is very crazy tomorrow, but he is just awesome. He's like the grandfather of internet marketing. He's great. James's last name is James Jones. He does a micro niche finder as one of his products. He does a lot of software. He's actually the one that designed our software product that you guys have in the system, the PLR software package. That's James's product. So James is a really good guy, and all his stuff is great. Okay, let's see what else we got. Are you talking about Jason's list? That's how I found out about you. No, Alicia, I'm not talking specifically about Jason. But Jason is definitely one of the people that Jason takes care of his people, and Jason does the right thing. Jason doesn't send out garbage. Jason produces really high-end stuff, and Jason's kind of crazy in his own right, but he's a really cool guy. He's flying really high lately. If you guys are on his list, you know that he just had his first baby last week. So, and I talked to him, I think it was last Thursday. So he's really excited, and he's just he's a great guy too. I can't say enough about the circle, because they're just a bunch of great guys. They're not like the big gurus out there that just try to slam garbage all over the place. They actually are quality people, and they care about people. So let's see, Jason. What's Jay? Okay, yes, indeed, he's a great guy. Yes, yeah. Tomorrow you're on Jason's. Yeah, he's real good. Wait till you meet their friend. You know what? I heard about Rachel, and I've seen some stuff about her, but I haven't been introduced to her yet. I think you're talking about what, Rachel Rolfe, is it? I think that's who you're talking about. That's there, and I have yet to meet her. James talked about bringing me to Alex Goad and Brian Johnson. I think it's Brian. Okay, Elaine, let's see what you said. I do not have the first email from the product, but I did get the second email. Do need the product. Thanks. Okay, tomorrow. What's the web ID for Rob? Can't find the email from the other day. Probably deleted. Fran, there's no address, because it's not, the special is actually down. Fran, so the only way you can get it is actually, if you had that original email I sent, it had a link to the order form. I don't have that. It's a crazy link because it's secured on Infusionsoft, so it's not. I can't even just give it to you because it's nothing you'd be able to. I don't even know it because it's like coded with the system. So if you shoot an email in, Fran, we can probably get you the order link. You just did it. Faye, you found it? Fran, the first email was sent out on Friday, and the second one was sent out on Sunday. There was two emails. The first one was Friday. The second one was Sunday. Mark, what software do you use? You know what, Mark? It's a really cool software, and it's free. There's another one out there called FreeMind, I think. I know Jason uses FreeMind, but I use one. It's called XMind, and it's free. Let me bring it up here. To me, it's just like MindJet. MindJet's one out there that's like the high-end one. It's like $600 for MindJet, and I don't do that detail the mind maps. But this is XMind. If you just go search Google for XMind, XMind. I mean, you can quickly put topics together. You can change the layout. If you go to the map here, you can change it into an org chart to the side. Um, I mean, it's really pretty cool, and it's free. So I don't know how you can complain if it's free. You can print them out to PDF. I mean, you can move things around. You can change the colors, the topics. It's a really nice mind map program. Yes, Alicia, XMind. The URL for that is probably, let's find out. I will see if I can tell you. It is xmind.net. xmind.net. You can see it, and you can download XMind right here for free. That's what I use to do all my mappings and to lay out all the structure of the products and everything. Let's see. While you're in the forum, could you give me access to week? Tamar, what email did you use for the form? If you kind of give me that, because there's so many members, I'd have to search for you to be able to do that. So if you give me whatever email Tamar you used in the to register, let me see if I can find you. Let's put you over here. Let's use Tamar. Big Pond. Big Pond. Is that Big Pond? Is that New Skin, Tamar? You part of the New Skin family? No, I thought Big Pond was tied to New Skin or to that company in general. All right, here's Tamar. Let's see if I can update you to the mastermind. Change profile. Telstra, so it's your telecommunications company. Okay, it's an Australian internet provider. They have something similar to that, but let's see. Let me go back here. Elaine, I see you put your email in, Elaine. Did you need access to do you have access to the forum and need me to upgrade you to Mastermind? Let me see here. So tomorrow you should be all set now. Yes, Elaine. Okay, let me do that while we're on the call here to make sure we get you taken care of as well. Where'd you go, Elaine? TRIMBLE@gmail.com. There you are. And let's upgrade you to the mastermind. Oh, you're already part of the mastermind, Elaine, so you already got the mastermind group. So you should be all set. So you should have I think everybody can see mastermind, but only you guys are part of the private group. So when you click on it, if you're not part of it, you won't be able to get in here and see this stuff, but you guys should all be set, except for who just joined tonight? Valerie, is it? I think it was Valerie. Valerie, if you should put your email up on the screen for me, I will because I didn't add you to the mastermind. So Valerie, if you give me your email, I'll make sure I upgrade you to the mastermind group. So that, all right. Let's go in here. Okay, let's see. Didn't actually show in the forum until you. Okay. I wasn't sure tomorrow. Sometimes it shows up. That's what I want. Gmail.com. All right. So let's change your Valerie's profile. Okay, mastermind. Change profile. Okay. Yeah, if anybody else is on the call, also joined tonight, Robin. Okay, Robin. I knew there was somebody else, so let me find yours as well so we can get you guys squared away while we're right here on the call. Now, you guys know too, because I like to make this announcement. If I can spell your email, as I'm trying to read it on the small screen. I like to make the announcement on the call too that if you guys haven't submitted your book to the, if you've actually got it live, it's on Amazon, and you haven't turned it in for the author section, make sure you do that. You can send an email to quadcashsupport@gmail.com and give us a link to your Amazon book, because what we do is, if you guys hadn't seen it already, on the main page, because we don't take orders from anybody. So if you go to our main domain, it tells people this is a private area, but we do have a link right on the homepage to the Hall of Fame, and this is actually to all of you that have published books are on here. So we'll grab the title, put it, and it actually, if you click on it, it's going to take you that one straight to the base that we got. Normally, on Amazon. Take email in to quadcashsupport@gmail.com, quadcashsupport@gmail, and in the subject line, put published author. Just put it in all caps. That way, when the customer service team gets it, they're going to forward it to our tech team so we can make sure we add you to the private section. Let's see. We have other, didn't actually show. I also joined. So, Robin, we got you. Keith looks like my ID. Okay, so Keith, we need to upgrade you as well. Let me do that real quick. Dr. Keith. Are you actually a doctor, Keith? I'm glad you like the name. I'm pretty fond of it myself. All right, let's add you in here. Account related settings. Okay, add you to the mastermind. Excellent. PhD. What do you have a PhD in? What are you writing your books on? All right, so everybody's in there. Does anybody else have hypnosis, NIP, and Mo? That's some very exciting topics. I've actually looked at the hypnosis market myself, because I've talked to some various different people, but I haven't published anything in that arena. But that's some pretty exciting stuff, so that's great. Robert, that's not very nice. PhD, that's terrible, Robert. I'm not even going to say that. Dean, got hypnosis on the drawing board in about a week. Good deal. Yeah, Robert. Robert, you just, I'm going to have to invite you as a guest speaker, Robert. Apparently you're a comedian and you already know what everything I was going to do tonight before I did it. So I guess we're going to have to bring Robert in on the team or something here. Halfway to master hypnotist. That's awesome stuff, Keith. Excellent. Excellent. Fran, any of the alternative health is great. I'm writing my own book on alternative. Excellent. I actually did a book on, I think I did on herbal cures. I think I called it. I had some stuff on herbal cures that I posted. Robert, let's see, Gwen, I'm training to be an NLP practitioner, which, excellent. That's some good stuff. NLP is some real exciting stuff, and that whole psychology. I've been reading a bunch of the that mind stuff and all the NLP. It's really, really cool stuff when you learn it. All right, anybody else have anything they want me to show or add? It looks like we've caught up on all the questions. We're wrapping up on our end of our call. So, Robert, you just keep kicking them out. That one's not too bad. It's not as bad as the other one, but Robert had put PhD, put player, hater, degree. So that's Robert, you could probably do a book on all the different meanings of PhD, I guess. That might be kind of funny. Sure. Press here. Oh, that's bad. I can't even say that one. You guys are bad, these PhDs. poor Keith, he's getting picked on. I won't even tell him what some of these people are writing. They don't know him though, so I know it's not a personal attack. But PhD, Kid, thanks so much for that. Absolutely, Kid. I like I said, I enjoyed the class. That's why I want to do an extra one. I'm probably going to miss it next week, but yeah, we wanted to add this extra one on because just it's been fun for me, and I like showing you guys what the extra things behind the scenes. We're actually leaving tomorrow. We're going on vacation, taking the girls, and of course I'll have my laptop with me, so I don't know how much I'll actually vacation. I can't seem to detach myself from my iPhone or my laptop, so I'm sure my wife will make me put it down for a while. Let's see. Fran, wait to hear. Therese, could you talk about consulting business and how the books help? Teresa, I'll probably send an email, or I'll do a synopsis, or I'll do some kind of follow-up with you guys, because you guys have seen my book. And for anybody that hasn't been on the call up until now, if they haven't really seen the replays, the main objective of my book, the reason I published my book, and the only reason I have a press release and I have reviews of my book, is because, like, on a webinar, I usually share this technique because it's very powerful. If you want to gain attraction in any market, you obviously publish a book, which gives you credibility, it gives you authority. So what I decided to do is I want to expand my offline customer base. I figured it was time. I want to bump it up. I haven't added clients in a while because I've been busy with other projects, but I decided I want to add clients. So what I've done is I've published this book, Page One or Die, and I made it purposely. I made the title so that it was very graphic and very just bold, because when you see that book cover, I mean, it looks like a crime scene, and you see the word die, so it attracts your attention. So what I've done is I've ordered 23 copies, and 23, you may ask me why 23. Well, 23 tends to be one of my favorite numbers. It's actually my daughter's birthday, and it's my anniversary day. So I ordered 23 copies of my book, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 23 businesses that I want to work with, and I'm going to sign a copy of the book. Inside the book, I'm going to put the guy's name or the lady's name or whoever's name is the owner of the company, and I'll just put, to them, I saw your website, it could use some help, to your success, and sign it. And I'm basically going to send them my book, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to, it's not going to be a sales thing or anything. I'm going to probably priority send the book because I want to stand out. And then what I've decided to do is I'm going to have a secretary follow up, because I want it to be professional. I want to really I've already established myself as the expert with the book. So they're getting a gift from me, from this expert, so they can go to Amazon. They're going to see the reviews, right? I have 13 reviews. I have 5 stars. They can see my website. They can see the reviews. They can see all the stuff on the internet. If they Google my name, they're going to find internet marketing professional tied to everything. And so I've set up this whole image of what I am and what I do. So when my secretary is going to call, all I'm going to do, the first phone call, well, I haven't quite mapped it out, but probably what I'm going to do is have the secretary call and just ask and say, did Mrs. Jones receive, Mr. Doherty sent a signed copy of his new book? We just wanted to call to confirm you received the book, that she has it. And then they'll say, oh, yes, she got the book. And then I haven't decided if at that point I'm going to have the secretary try to book an appointment for me, or if I'm going to just leave it at, let me do one phone call to make sure they got the book, and then maybe hit them up the next week for an appointment. Because what I'm doing is I'm establishing you can call it the law of reciprocity. I'm going to put into play. I've just sent you a $27 gift. I mean, the book has a value that's typed on it. It says $27.97. So the person's going to see that I've already given them a free gift. So now I'm going to follow up, and I want to just meet with them. I've sent you the book, so now my favor in return is I want to just sit down and talk with them of how I can help their business. So I'm guessing, by the way I feel all this is going to work, I should get it over 50% to be able to meet with me. And normally when I go in person to meet with people, I close pretty close to 100% of the deals, because when I get them in front of me, there's usually no way that they can say no, and then I'll get them signed. So that's why I've walked through this, and I'll give everybody a final wrap up as I walk through this more. The books won't go out next week or this week since I'm going away, but next week I'm probably going to mail the books out. So in the next couple of weeks I'll send an email out, and maybe I'll do a video for you guys, or maybe we'll jump on another webinar and I'll show you what I've been able to accomplish by doing that. because I think it's pretty powerful, and I think you can do it in any market, even if you're in just general sales. If you want to get in front of people, you can use this method to establish yourself from any other salesman and to get credibility. So that was my long drawn out synopsis there. But let me see. So Teresa, I hope I answered. Could you talk about my consulting business? That's basically how the book is going to help there. Fran, thanks for the help. Yeah, absolutely, Fran. It's been a pleasure having you on the call. You've participated every week, and I appreciate that. Thomas, are you going to add a feature to switching the order of the articles? Are you going to add a feature to switching the order of the articles? Not sure what you're. Just clarify what you're looking for there, Thomas. What do you mean by switching the order? I mean, you mean if you, like, let's say I pick 10 articles in the software, can I make article number 7 like article number 2? I think that's probably maybe what you're talking about. At least you have a great vacation. Also, thanks for the awesome mastermind training. Maybe once a month for, yeah, at least, maybe it's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll try to do somewhere we can get together once a month or every couple months and do a refresher. But this has been a lot of fun for me because you guys are the first mastermind group, obviously with the product being brand new. So it's been really fun for me. I don't think I'm. Could you give me it, Gwen? Gwen, if you give me put your email in there, Gwen, I will update you to the mastermind group. Thank you for time now. Yes, Keith, absolutely. Thank you for being part of it. I mean, without you guys, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to anybody. So thank you as well. And it's fun. That's why they say do something you're passionate about, and this product has been that for me, and that's why I enjoy being on these calls. So, Marty, thanks. Glad to be on here. Yes, Marty, I'm glad you're happy to be on the list because we don't want unhappy people. So, thank you, Marty. Let's see, Elaine, what's a spam? Well, Elaine, you're going to have to fix that. If my emails are going to spam, you have to fix that because my emails aren't spam material. I try to be creative in them, so. But I'm glad you found it. Let's see, Faye, thank you so much for taking the time to do any time you hold another one. Great, Faye, I appreciate that. Like I said, I'll probably do an update here. Maybe in a few weeks after I get the consulting stuff, we'll jump on and see where everybody's at, and we'll do an update. How's an offer for Bali for 3 months on Thursday? Hopefully I'll be able to focus. Well, you should. For 3 months off like that, you should have plenty of time to be able to get some books done there. I heard that if you self-publish a book, you will not be able to use a publisher for any books in the future because they look at your prior book sales to determine if your work. Jim, I honestly couldn't speak to that in an educated manner other than I don't know. Obviously, this method is a self-publish, and I haven't obviously tried to go and find a publishing house. I don't think I ever would. I don't think based upon what I've learned and what I keep learning with this method, you have so much more control in this way. And people might say, well, you self-publish, but there's people that make $100,000 a speaking engagement who are self-published. So having a publisher back you, to me, takes away the control. And I don't. I think your royalties are going to be less, and I just that's just my opinion, but I don't know if that's a true fact or not. They would probably look at that and see how marketable you are. So I would imagine they'd say, well, you self-publish a book and you only sold 10 copies. Why would we want to publish a book with you? Because obviously people don't buy your stuff. But that's a possibility. But to tell you yes or no, if your goal is to go with a major company, then I would focus on that. But I honestly would I wouldn't do it because I would be giving up too much control, and I feel I can control my own marketing and I can do my own stuff to get my own, generate my own path. Thomas, one article, yes. Okay, so Thomas, I'll mention that to James. I know their design team. I have the head designer's email because he's always asking me for ideas to improve it. I will mention that to him, that if you could just move number 8 to number 2 where you could rearrange it, it would make it easier before you get it over to your book template. So Thomas, I will make note of that for you to mention that to them. My book is coming. I had to make a few things scan. Okay, Teresa, Faye, thanks, Tamar, thank you. Gwen, okay, I got you right here, Gwen. Excuse me, let me change. Smiling teacher. Are you a smiling teacher, Gwen? Yes, well, that's good. Let's see if we can find you that way. There we go. It's easier than typing out your. She's even got her picture. See, that's what you guys, you put your pictures on there. Gwen's got her picture on there, so then, you know, we can see each other, and it makes it for a more friendly group. So let me add you, Gwen. There you go. What do you teach, Gwen? Are you teach a specific grade or a specific course? Let's see. Robert, can I JV with you if I got a product or service worth presenting? Where can I contact you to support? Robert, for you guys as mastermind people, most of you have seen my emails come out. The Keith at quadcastprofitsystem.com. I actually check that personally. So if anybody on this group needs to get me personally, if you have an issue that's not getting resolved, send that to Keith at quadcastprofitsystem.com. It should be the same email that you just received the special offer over the weekend, as well as the mastermind reminder. So Robert, yes, if you have a product or an idea or something you're working on, Rob and I have been talking about potentially working with one person a month and bringing you into the group and being able to kind of do like mini product launches and kind of helping people out in that manner. So if anybody on the call has products like that they're working on, that they have the product done and it's kind of ready to be packaged, go ahead and send me an email. I check that email personally, and we'll talk about it further and see what we can do, because we got help from other people, you know, James and Jason and John and Marlon and all those people, and we want to do the same thing for other people, because there's a lot of great people and there's a lot of great products out there. So by all means, please contact me, and we'll definitely talk about it. You also just inspired me more because I too was a PO in Alabama County. I retired as I'm learning the internet marketing area. Well, Alicia, you got my email too. So if you run into any things, go ahead and send me an email. So it's good to see that you got a fellow Alameda County. Is that in Florida? Alameda County. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure where that is. Thomas, thank you as well. Thanks. I really enjoyed the webinar. Hope you have a great house. Yes, thank you, Michelle. You have a great holiday as well. Thank you, Keith, for the vacation wishes. Thank you and have a good holiday. Thank you, Gwen. Yes, okay, Gwen, we got you covered. Elaine, thank you for the value. We certainly try. Thank you. I teach ESSOL classes in grades. You got me with that acronym, ESSOL. English to speakers of. Oh, that's pretty cool. That takes a lot of dedication there. That's a lot of patience. So that's excellent. Excellent stuff. All right, Robert. Okay, yeah, Robert, send me an email. Thomas, all right, Robert, California. Okay, it's in California, Oakland, California, Alameda. Okay, so you worked out there now. Yeah, I started down in Broward County, so I got my fill of the hardcore police work, and quickly realized with two little girls at home that I didn't need to be getting shot at all the time. So I've actually been a police officer for almost 8 years now, but I've been a reserve for about the last 4. So I only did about 5 years full time, but that was enough. Marjorie, thank you. I'm glad. Yes, glad to have you on the call. Valerie, thank you. Robin, thanks for taking time to newly such and have a great. Thank you. All right, looks like we are. Unless anybody else has any final questions, I think we are. Elaine, I was a federal agent, worked in that area for. Excellent, Elaine. Federal agents, I know a bunch of them, so it's definitely it's exciting. The police work is exciting, but like I said, I was down in Broward and it was hectic. I mean, we had robberies every day were common. You know, it was a common thing. So you look at things differently. And then with my two young girls, it was just I had to get out of it. So I'm certainly glad I did. But I still enjoy doing it, and that's why I'm still a reserve. And I go once a month just to keep my ticket active, and so it's still kind of exciting in that manner. Okay, it looks like we wrapped up the questions. I certainly appreciate everybody on the mastermind that did you ever say you for the description? Did you ever say you fit the description? I'm not sure what you mean there, Robert Cobb. Do I fit the description? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you fit the description to a civilian. Did I ever say about that on a? Yeah, no, I don't think I ever said that. You fit the description. Jim, you will enjoy my book when it goes active. Partnered with a tired cop. Funny story. That sounds really cool, Jim. You have to send me a review copy of that, Jim. Make sure you keep me posted on that. That sounds like it's going to be a pretty cool thing. One last question from Jim. If you've already covered copyright issue, I apologize. What do you recommend for copywriting your book title? Thank you. I would double check if you come up with a name that's more common sake. I would definitely search and see if there's anything out there that appears to be it. But typically, once the book goes live and it's published, and there's no issues when it gets published, that you have the copyright. You don't have to do anything further. Once the book is actually published, it automatically becomes copywritten for you. There is a method that I'm looking into that you can submit your book to the government to be included in the archive or something to that effect. I need to look into it further before I can actually give information. I know the team was talking about it the other day, but I don't have enough information to actually tell you anything specific. But yeah, the copywriting is there's nothing you have to do to copy. Once it's published and it's your book and your title, it's published and it shows it's published. So if somebody comes out after the fact and says, oh, it's mine, they can clearly look at the record of when your book was published and you'll have full rights to it, and they would make the other person cease and desist from anything that they try to copy from you. So with that said, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for being on the call. I need to go pack my bags because we're leaving first thing in the morning. But thank you again for everybody, and keep a lookout for my email. I'm definitely going to keep you guys in the loop, and we'll definitely do it's probably going to be in the next 3 to 4 weeks. We'll do another surprise webinar, and I'll give you guys an update, and we'll make sure everybody's on the same page. So everybody have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.